Hey you guys, so this actually isn't the initial video that I had planned for you all. About 2 weeks ago, I actually filmed the video basically, just talking about like my licensing or permitting process and, getting my fire inspection done and getting my extinguishers inspected and all that stuff. But the last week has literally been an episode of I can't make this shit up. So I'm gonna try to make this long story short. So last Saturday, I was pretty excited because, Boss Studio, still pretty new. We've had, the occasional events since July, just different things. But this was like my first, big event that a client was having here. So, rushed and had made sure to have like different things in order and stuff, for the client to make everything good. The client, basically, she was having a birthday dinner party, birthday dinner, something small and intimate, but also she was doing she had moved from New York, so she was kind of like doing like a soft launch of her catering business here, in Georgia. At least that's how she explained it to me. So the first red flag, she had paid her deposit and all that stuff. She secured the day. She told me, wow, your rates are really low. You should do your rates higher. This is a really nice space. Excuse me, I'm sorry. But, the whole purpose of this business was to provide luxury, basically an office space for, my creative agency, but also a content studio for clients, and smaller events and things of that nature. So providing luxury, without breaking the bank. So put a lot into this space. I've had this space since July. So just about 6 months this will be. So the client, her, I guess, supposed event planner / decorator reached out to me, and she reached out via Instagram, basically saying, hey, I'm the decor for such and such. I came by the studio to measure, but no one was there. Well, she hadn't, scheduled anything, and, no one had been here on a set basis yet because our set hours weren't to start until January 2022. And the client did not, do a formal introduction. It wasn't until days later that she was like, hey, my decor person is going to be reaching out to you. So that was kind of weird, but, it was okay. So, we told the decor lady, to reach out via email. Me and my staff did because, we don't like to conduct business via Instagram and stuff like that. It's just kind of for marketing and small connections, but for important information, email is always best so things don't get through the cracks. But anyway, so the decor person, she said that she needed I think either 2 or 3 hours of setup, and then she needed an hour of breakdown after the event. With the client, she had 8 to 3:30 a.m. contracted. So the client paid for additional time, but just from 6 to 3:30 a.m. They were supposed to be out by 3:30 a.m. Everything removed. I'm sorry. My voice is gone, and, I'm coughing because that's another thing. It just seems like when it rains, it pours. So I'm still trying to get over something. But the client didn't pay for any additional time. So the day of the event, the decor person, the planner, she called me and she's like, hey, we're good to go. I'll be there. Me and the other vendors will be there at 5. And I was like, well, reach out to your client because she has 6 to 3:30 a.m. but she doesn't have an additional hour. So she was like, okay. So she called the client, that was that. So, we were in here preparing, getting everything ready to allow the vendors in. For me, I like to do business by the contract because, I've been in business for years. And if you know, allow or be lenient, then people will, take the inch and they'll go a mile with it. Or, people will constantly expect you to break your rules and things. So the vendors were out here outside kind of waiting around 5:30, 5:20. And, it's well, you guys are contracted to come in at 6. So waited until exactly 6, let them in. Everything was good, had a full day. Me with the kids, the kids were in tow. So I didn't end up leaving here until 8:30. I had a staff member here, so she was here and she was gonna leave a key with the security person that we contracted as well. Everything looks nice, took photo and video. Looked like a really nice event. The way the event was set up, I'll try to put, videos or not videos, but links on photos and stuff in here. The way it was, it was oh, okay, well, this is going to be a really nice dinner, really elegant. So, everything went well. My staff and everything, just everything seemed good. So, I got home and everything, and, went to bed. So I woke up the next morning around 6 when I woke up, and I looked at my phone and I had a bunch of missed calls from my sister, and her husband is actually who we had contracted to do security with because he has his own security business. So of course, my heart dropped because text messages were just basically saying, call me as soon as you can. All hell done broke loose. So, I live about 45 minutes, sometimes can be an hour from my studio. So I'm like, what in the world? And I honestly couldn't go back to sleep. I didn't call her because she has a newborn and I didn't want to, I know how that is. So I just texted her telling her to give me a call. So she finally called me about an hour or two later, basically, telling me, yeah, she was trying to call me. Things really got crazy, really ratchet. The place was a mess. They didn't end up locking until after 5. The people were in here until an hour and a half after their time. There was a big brawl. The brawl ended up going out to the parking lot and there was a weapon involved. So I was like, weapon? What type of weapon? And she was like, a gun. And I'm like, wow. And then basically, the police had come and, that was another thing. No one was arrested because I guess the gun had been, put away and that had been taken care of. But, I'm just like, oh my gosh, because I hadn't even planned on coming to the to the venue today, or not today, but that Sunday. So ended up waking the kids up, going over to the venue, and I was just appalled. Got here and everything was still set up. So there was drapes all throughout. The drapes were still decor. The chairs were stacked, but they were still in here. The tables were still in here. The candles, trash everywhere, broken glass. And, it was just kind of everything was supposed to be out of here. So I was just so confused. So, I just started at that point, recording and taking photo of the damages and everything. Because then I had to draft an email to the client letting them know, there was going to be additional charges per the contract. So, in the space is completely new. Paint and everything, brand new floors. Spent a lot of money on this build out, and basically in the space there are mirrors. One of the mirrors was cracked. Some of the tiles cracked. The walls are completely dirty. I had a Ring camera here missing. The green wall behind me is damaged. These 2 back rooms in here were off limits to them because they're currently storage rooms and still under construction. One of my chairs never used, a brand new ivory chair, completely damaged. it was just very like heartbreaking. And I'm so sorry, guys. So after taking all the footage and stuff, I went back home. Um, I, got the email and everything to draft to her. And basically, after that, I was like, okay, had to go to Publix, had to go about, just my regular day. And I'm thinking, that'll be taken care of. No, she called me. First, the decor person called me and she was just like, asking when the people can get their stuff. And I was like, well, they were supposed to get the stuff by 3:30 a.m., but reach out to your client because, I knew I had sent her the email. And, so she reached out to the client and she called me back and she was like, well, she's going to have to pay. She's going to have to pay. So the client finally called me when I was in Publix and she was like really loud and all that stuff. So I had to let her know. I was like, the purpose of this call isn't, I'm not going to go back and forth with you. I can answer any questions, but we're not going to go back and forth. So I told her I would call her when I got back in the car and everything. So basically that day, like my heart like wouldn't stop. Like I could not get calm because it was very stressful. She was basically going back and forth with me. I told her I wasn't going to go back and forth with her, and I told her we would just communicate via email from then on because, it wasn't professional via text message the way she was handling things and basically saying, I'm not going to pay for this. I'm not going to do this. And basically to this day, she has not paid for the damages. She basically tried to strong arm me because I said there's no pickup scheduled for Monday. Like the outstanding balance needs to be paid. But also there was no pickup schedule for Monday because I didn't have any staff or anything to come on Monday at that point. I had to cancel event bookings that I had for Sunday and Monday because of this. So it's just a mess. There's literally still furniture from one of the vendors in here. And the client, she called the police. I filed a report on her, and also regarding the whole thing, but she called the police, telling them that I was holding the vendor's things. She basically called the police and tried to say, oh, this event wasn't supposed to take place. Like just anything she can do to get out of it. And then she also contacted my landlord because, I'm leasing the space and the landlord, he's a white guy. And the nature of the relationship now is he doesn't want to interface with me. He kind of just told so he has an attorney. And his attorney has a black paralegal. And he told her, basically I'm black, she's black, so I can just talk to her. So, I was already in the lease. I'm just like, okay, I don't want to be problematic. But, she got a hold of him. He was upset about the whole thing, because I guess like the police were involved and just because of her reaching out to him because he doesn't like foolishness. And neither do I. But now it's just like basically I received a letter stating that I have to get out of the space. So I'm losing the space. And no one, like the attorney, nobody's asked me what happened. Nobody's asked me anything. And that's pretty much it. So instead of her just paying, because she knew, like she was like, oh, I'll pay this amount and the decor person will pay this amount. But it's like, no, like, and what I charged, like the fees, they were reasonable. There wasn't even anything crazy because I know some people who would have like really gone crazy with it. But I'm like, I'm not trying to, go overboard. I just, I have to get these things taken care of. And instead, it's just like you're trying to do everything you can to not pay. But now I'm losing my business. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm losing my space, and it's just really hard because I've put so much into it over the months. And yeah, I have other business, but this is really like another baby, and I'm losing it just because of one person. And it just sucks because, she's Black too. And it's just like, as Black women, we're supposed to be, you know, uplifting each other and helping each other out. And I always make a point of doing that, but it just seems like people take advantage. So now I am, prepared to, like, I'm cleaning up, like, getting my stuff out. And currently my options are to take, the landlord to court. I'm already taking, the girl to court and going through that steps, but I'm taking him to court, meanwhile losing what I've put into it. So just trying to navigate that because, yeah, we're business owners, but as small business owners, the money that we generate, it literally goes back into the business, or it goes towards, like our bills and things like that. We don't just have a whole bunch of money setting aside for, to pay attorneys and legal issues and stuff. So it's just like, I'm definitely have to take her to court. But then it's just like, I either find a way to, take the other, the landlord to court, which I would definitely need an attorney for, because Georgia is like a pro-landlord state. And it's just like, I don't really know what, or, just get a new space for Boss Studios, which I am going to get a new space, but I'm hope if I do take them to court, then I could recoup some funds. But nothing's guaranteed. And, it's just like the money that I put into this space is a loss. So I'm not sure how soon I would be able to even get that done. So, today was actually supposed to be my grand opening event. I was really excited, it's the week before Christmas. So it was just like, just everything that I had planned, it's just kind of, it's not happening. And, it just kind of sucks because, my kids came in here and they're like, who messed up mommy's space? Like, why did they do this? And I don't have an answer for them. I don't know. So that's pretty much where I'm at now. The holidays, like, my favorite times of the year, and it's just kind of, I've been really down because of this, like, and then I got sick on top of that. Like, I don't even know how. I probably from my youngest, because he always comes home, with something, and I get the worst of it. Like, it just mutates into something. So I went and got a COVID test, and thankfully it was, it wasn't COVID or anything like that. But, I'm dealing with this and, like, trying to put out fires and all this. And, I was literally sitting in the hospital, and it's just like, getting calls from attorneys. They're trying to work on stuff for me. And it's just like, I don't even understand why I'm having to go through this, because, she could have just had her event and it could have just been, that. But it just turned into something else. So this is probably the last time. I didn't even really get a chance to record in here, but this is the last time I'll probably be recording in here. I'll be back probably on, Monday or so to move my things out of here. And I guess I'll sweep, like clean the floors, go over the floors or something for them. And then, basically be out the space. Because even if I, do get, regardless of how it goes with the landlord, I don't want to stay in a space where I'm not wanted. And, one attorney told me, it really just seems like he wants you out of there. So are you really attached to it? And it's just like, it really sucks, because me as a young Black entrepreneur, mom of 2 small kids, it just really sucks. And this particular landlord, he also has like an auto sell place. So it kind of just seems like he kind of preys on, Black people or people, in certain communities. And, I definitely recommend like if you're going into, leasing a space, lease a space that either, the landlord, they're willing to do some of the improvements here for you, or you're not spending so much money into the space, because I've spent like $15,000 plus into renovations, and I'm losing it. And how I got the space, I'll try and put like, a photo or something of the before, and then how it looks now. It's just like you're basically getting a brand new space, and you can lease it to someone for more, and you just like, made all this money off of me. So that's pretty much it. And like I said, I cannot make this up. This is just really crazy. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. And yeah, I will still create content. Most definitely. It won't be a lot of content centered around, Boss Studio right now, because Boss Studio is trying to, find a new home and figure things out. But, I'll still make content about other stuff like entrepreneurship, being a mom, and lifestyle. So, yeah, and I have this shirt on. It says optimist because, I tend to be pretty optimistic, but I have not been optimistic this week. And sometimes we just need a reminder. So I just needed to remind myself today. So I threw this shirt on that I got from a client. And yeah. So I'll show you guys some footage. I think I have some footage that I can put in here from how it looked before people started getting their stuff up, but it's still pretty trash in here. The walls are still messed up and everything, but I guess that's not really my problem anymore. So, all right, you guys. So I haven't, cleaned or anything since the festivities, that took place. The green wall, as you can see, is messed up in multiple places. It wasn't like that. A lot of the how it was fixed, I like pulled out and spent a lot of time on the green wall. It's pretty one of my favorite aspects. The drape people came and got their stuff finally after just about a week. These balloons are still up. Tables and chairs are still here. That's the only thing left, I believe, but this is all of this trash and stuff everywhere. Crack in the mirror. The mirrors are one of my favorite parts of it because the mirrors, okay, another crack. Another crack, but it's crazy because the mirrors, one of my favorite aspects because, for classes and stuff, the mirrors are already there. And if you don't want them, you can put drapes up. But this is just pretty much what's going on. Glass and stuff on the floor, trash everywhere. Their food and dishes were left here too, but that's gone. If I have a photo, I'll try and put that up. And I will show y'all the bathroom real quick. I'm not even gonna go into the storage rooms and show y'all like the damaged furniture because I do have photos of that, but yeah. And this is how the bathroom was left. So, unnecessary walls and stuff. And then this brand new vanity was put in there is damaged. And it's just brand new vanity. It was damaged, so. Yep. All right, guys. So that is this week's episode of I Can't Make This Up. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to my channel. And I share things just, trying to be as transparent as possible as a millennial boss mom, or just an entrepreneur period, and just the things that we go through in business because, people think business is all cute and stuff and, oh, let me open a business, but they don't talk about how hard it is. And, a lot of times I'm like, dang, let me get a 9-to-5. Because you don't have to worry about all the extra stuff. Your money is coming to you. But when you're a business owner, there's so many different aspects that, depends on you making money or just different things that happen. And it's just kind of like, you don't have control over. So, yeah. I wonder, I can't turn the camera around. Because I want y'all to see some of this damage on this wall over here. I don't know. I'll try to take a picture, but yeah. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe to my channel. And until next time, love and light.